Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Early Career Academic. On this channel, I explore how I use the Passion Planner to set personal and professional goals. In this video, I'm going to show you how I use the Passion Planner to manage my actual work, like the work for which I am paid. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And I am an early or mid-career academic, if you count all the years that I adjunct taught. And so I do have a teaching load, I have research and writing obligations, and I hold an administrative leadership position, but that will be ending the end of this semester, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to show you how I use the Passion Planner to manage all of that stuff, specifically the work stuff, because I do use this also for personal goals. If you've been following the channel, you know. Before I get started, I am a Passion Planner ambassador. That means there's an affiliate link and a discount code for Passion Planner products in the description of this video if you'd like to pick up some Passion Planner goodies. I'd be honored if you used my link and or the discount code to get yourself an extra 10% off. So thanks so much for being here. Thank you for your thumbs up and for your subscriptions. And of course your comments. I always look forward to seeing what you think about these videos, so please feel free to drop a comment if you have a thought you'd like to share. All right, let's get into it. So this is the medium Passion Planner in the dusty rose color with the rose gold tabs, and it's dated for the year 2025. You can see they put the dates on the covers if you get the dated, so you have that option. All right, so how I use this for work. Certainly, and some of this will be a little bit of a recap, but certainly I do set work goals. Work-related goals using the Passion Roadmap. I have a whole video on this Passion Roadmap. If you'd like to take a look at it, there is a playlist all about goals. And so the latest video in that playlist, one of the latest videos in that playlist will be this roadmap setup. But I do set work goals here. And then in the month, for every month that I set up, I do include also work-related projects. I split up, because I have different workflows, I split these up into like academic writing related to-dos and admin teaching to-dos. And sometimes there's more admin teaching and less academic writing and vice versa. So I use this side typically for those. And then this is the personal stuff over here. Then I use the month views to put on any meetings I know about, like the department meeting that's coming up here, when classes start, and all of that. The other way in which I use this planner for work stuff is the yearly overview. I did put a video up recently of how I use this yearly overview spread. Most of the dates marked out here that you see are in some way work related. They're holidays that affect like my work calendar, when the semester begins and ends. And then, certain like travel associated with work. Like I do have, for example, a conference. This is this conference here. That sort of thing. So work does appear here as well. But some of the main ways in which I use the planner to do work stuff are actually in the back of the planner. So in the back, I've divided the back pages into 3 sections, and the middle section is the work tab for me. So I'll show that to you. The first page that I have in here for work is the year in pixels. This specifically is related to research writing, administration related to research and writing, and when I take a rest day versus when I am not doing academic writing. So I do make a distinction between a rest day, as in like I would never in a million years do work on this day, and a day where I could have done some academic writing, but I didn't. So that is what that signifies. And then administrative tasks related to writing. So in the case of my edited collection, that might be emailing contributors, or like doing edits to the book, that kind of thing. And then writing is yellow, of course, and research is pink. So tomorrow, for instance, I anticipate that I will have at least this pink here, but this is my trip to California right now. So as you can see, coming into the new year, there's been just a lot of rest days, which I gave to myself. But I do have to pick up the pace because I have a writing deadline coming up. Now this I haven't done yet, but this is by the way is an insert you can get off of the Passion Planner website for free. You can download it, and they have different sizes. And then this same thing, there is another insert called a project. I think it's project something, project tracker maybe. I'm not sure. But in any case, this is to basically come up with the details of a project that you're working on. So you put the name, the date you started, the date you need to finish, you track your progress here, you do an overview, goals, resources, and so on. I actually had planned to have this filled out before this video, but I just didn't have time. This is probably where I'm going to map out what I need to do for the chapter that's due in February. So I'm probably going to use this page to organize my thoughts about that. And then you guys will be familiar with this if you've been watching any of my videos in the last couple of years, but these are my Gantt charts. So I did go ahead and find the same Gantt chart that I normally use, except I shrank it down to like 75%, and it fits so well on the page. I'm like, why didn't I do this before? If you watch those videos, you know I like had to cut the name, cut the month name out and squash it all in here because I did not shrink it the way that I should have. In any case, if you've not, there's been some confusion, and I might do a separate video about what a Gantt chart is compared to like a monthly overview. They are different, and I'll probably just do a separate video on that. So I'll just explain to you what I've got going on here. I use these 4 colors to track workflows. And I go in and I put known stuff on here so that I can decide what I'm going to do with the time in between those like waves of work that come my way. So for example, in this first week back to work from the winter break, I had a course review I needed to complete. It actually kind of bled into this day a little bit, but I finished it. There's some spring prep that again is bleeding into this day here, and I had planned on doing this project on this day, but I'm actually shifting it to this day. So I need to rethink this a little. I wasn't sure how this week was going to go, especially since we're preparing to go out of town for California. So I wasn't sure exactly how this was going to go, but this is how I planned it. It doesn't really matter to me if I don't follow the plan exactly, but I do like to use this to say like, oh, I have this like the feedback I owe my students coming up. Maybe I shouldn't schedule an ambitious writing goal on top of that. That's exactly what this is for. For example, I have this chapter due that's on the 15th of February, which I need to do work on. I need to research and write it. And then I will have 302 portfolios to review, 101 exemption exams. Now what's not on here yet, because I just like figured this out since I redesigned my class a little bit, is where like I'm going to put the major feedback to my students. There are some projects that require like my immediate and timely feedback, and I'm going to put those here so that I know where they fall. This is a conference that I'll be attending and a wedding that I'm going to attend that's out of town wedding as well. So I do put like some travel things on here because I know they'll impact the workflow. And then once I have the feedback to my students in here, as well as any other like academic or admin tasks that I'm expected to do, then I'll be able to like fill out the rest of it with other writing goals. So in any case, that's what I use the Gantt charts for. And then this is the feedback schedule that I designed for this current semester. So this is what my students turn in which week they turn it in, and then what I owe them in each week as well. It's not a one-to-one because some things take longer to get feedback on than others. Sometimes they need something faster than normal. So I thought it through. I've done this many, many times, taught this class many times. So I have a really good idea of like when I will be able to get stuff back to them in like what way it will be most helpful to them. So this is the feedback schedule. You'll see me refer to it every time I set up a new week from now until the end of the semester. So in this, I have several more blank pages before I get to the next tab. I do anticipate using these pages primarily for my fall semester Gantt charts and possibly a summer Gantt chart, because those I find incredibly helpful. But beyond that, I don't have a ton of plans for the rest of these pages. I just kind of let them be, and if I need them, I need them. So that's essentially how I use the planner for work tasks. Now, the only other way in which I do use it is, as I mentioned, referring to these pages. I come back each week and obviously write down the work tasks that I need to do. And I typically do it in this space here and then bring it up. So this is scheduled things, but also like to-dos I need to tackle for work. So yeah, that is how I do it. In the past, I've used the planner differently too. I used to have a goals page with like big dreams related to work on it. I didn't transfer that page back over to this planner because my dreams regarding work have been changing lately and I didn't have a lot of clarity around it. So that might be something that I add later on, but for now, I just left it off. So yeah, if you're interested in the whole PhD journey, like, you know, when I kind of signed on to this job and stuff, there are videos. As I said, the goals playlist has all, it actually has an overview of all the roadmaps I did when I was doing my PhD. If you're interested to see that sort of thing, you know, kind of how I set up those roadmaps, whether or not they actually came to fruition, all of that stuff, which I find very interesting, but you may or may not find interesting. So anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful or interesting at the very least. Let me know in the comments how you use your planner for work. I know that like in the planner content creating community, not everyone does use their planner, like their paper planner for work stuff, partly because sometimes work requires them to keep it all secret and they're sharing it, you know, the way that I do. But also because you like to have separate planners, or maybe your work doesn't require you to really like track a lot about it. But I do know some of you have, you know, work that needs planning. So I'd be really interested to know how you use your planner to track work. And yeah, just check in with y'all. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know how you're doing. Take good care.